Well, good morning, good afternoon. This is Antoinette Marie. The Antoinette Marie Speaks. I hope that you are having a fantastic, beautiful, wonderful, magnificent day. I am your strategist, your life coach, your encourager of everything possibly great. And so I'm coming to you today to do two things. I'm coming just to check on you, to see how you have been. It feels like I haven't been on here for a little bit, and it actually hasn't been that long. And so not really sure what that's about, but I just want to tag a couple of people. Hey, Laura, how are you doing, beloved, on today? I hope that you are doing everything well and everything fantastic on this beautiful, 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 cool morning. It's a little cool, y'all, but let me tell you something. I'll take cool any day over snow, right? I'll take cool any day over snow. So absolutely share this video with anyone that you believe can get something out of it. So let me put my readers on. Guess what, y'all? Somebody send me some readers. Look at this. Look at this now. Look. Aren't they cute? They're so cutie. And they're red. Can you believe that? That somebody sent me some red readers. I love them. 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 And so today, what I want to do, actually, I have an earpiece in and I'm going to take it off because it's kind of bothering me right now. So let me do that. So everything is great. How are you doing? I am so excited today. I have some updates that I want to share with you on today. And then I really have this word that I believe is going to encourage you. It's going to encourage you. And so let me do a couple things first while we kind of get people on. And it's Thursday, y'all. It is Thursday. There's so much that has happened in the world since last week, Thursday, when I was here for Bridging the Nations and that yummy, scrumptious information and that motivation with my two other co-hosts. That was really fantastic. Since then, I've had an anniversary. Yay! Really excited about that. Had a really great anniversary. My son had a birthday. It's just a lot that has been going on. And with all of that being said, I am still blessed. I am still blessed. And some stuff that has transpired that may have not been so great, but I'm still inspired and I am still encouraged. Y'all see listen for y'all that came. Look at Red. Baby, she is in the house on today. So I want to say, hey Sheila, hey Aaron, hey Laura, hello Brandy, the Brandy Johnson. And so I just want to do a couple updates before I get into this really rich word. I'm only going to be here for 30 minutes. So let your sister, your mom, your grandmom, your uncle, your cousin, all of them people know that Antoinette Marie Speaks is on live right now. And before we get into this really scrumptious word that I want to give you on today. So also, I want to let you know that I have the privilege a little bit later today to have been invited as a guest on Michelle Harding's show called Proof. And so I will be doing that, a guest on her show on today, but a little bit later, probably around 12 noon my time, and I'm actually Central Time. And so I want to say thank you to Michelle for inviting me for that. It is going to be some surprising facts about myself, and I'm sure you'll be able to catch it on YouTube as well. I also want to let you know that I'm also very excited about my book launch and book signing for my Level Up book. I'm very excited about that. That's coming up December the 12th in Wisconsin. Yes, it's going to be cold. I just want to let y'all know it's going to be cold. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. And there's some fantastic authors in here. And I am just one of those fantastic authors, y'all. So I want to say that that's December the 12th. The Evite is out there. I'm only doing 90 individuals because we want to make sure that we're COVID safe and we have a COVID certification already that the venue has. And so I think that's really important that we also support local. So that's that. December the 12th, Eat Right, Antoinette Marie Speaks. You can find it. The other thing is this evening I will be on Bridging the Nations. We call it BTN. We will be on Bridging the Nations today at 6:30 p.m. Let me tell y'all, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And I am just and so delighted that this has been the change that has happened in my life when it comes to being an international speaker. And we call those things into existence, but I have spoken in Australia, Perth, Australia, South Africa many times. And so I am an international speaker. You guys know I like to have fun when I'm on Antoinette Marie Speaks. It's very important to your lifespan and also your trajectory. So stop being so serious all the time, right? I also want to say thanks to Tracy Randolph. I'm on a show of hers as well called Fem Talk, FEMTALK. Listen, if you want to, let me just say this. We talk about things that your mom would not talk about. I'll just say that. And so we are on her channel on Exposure Network, but her channel, Tracy Randolph's channel, is called The Whole Living Network, The Whole Living Channel. And you can find some really great things on there if you have Roku and a smart TV device. So I wanted to get that in as well. And then I also, on last week, I sent out a post on my Facebook page saying that I'm going to be transitioning all of my creative material over to my personal YouTube page, Antoinette Marie Speaks, and I'm going to be transitioning everything except for maybe some things I may want to come on and just say, hey, on Facebook. So I'm transitioning, y'all. So I need for y'all to really listen and believe me when I tell you, as of January 1, I will be transitioning most of my content, if not all of my content, from Facebook to YouTube. So if you want to see me go live, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go on Antoinette Marie Speaks, and you can find me on YouTube because that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be over yonder. Right? I'm going to be on YouTube. Also, my website, AntoinetteMarie.com. You can find content there. We have an About Me page. I have a blog. I have merchandise as far as strategizing and life coaching information. If you want me to be your life coach, and I think anybody that knows me as a life coach, you just get a double bonus really because of my discernment and of my intuitiveness. And so you're going to get that as well. And so if you want that, go to AntoinetteMarie.com and you will be able to contact me there. So you have a few, probably about 45 days. I will be transitioning from Facebook over to YouTube. We got some great stuff that's going to happen there. So let's get into this word today. So this morning, I got up, I had a discovery call this morning. And so what I want to say, I actually have a question for us all. And here's the question. What are you listening to? That's what I want to know. Like, what are you actually listening to each and every day, right? And then the other piece to that question is, what are you listening for? Either when you are having conversations with other individuals or you're talking to your children, what are you actually listening for? I hope that you are listening to anything that gives you affirmation. I hope that you're listening to anything, any person that comes in to support you. I hope that you're looking and listening for great knowledge, great feedback. That's what I hope that you're listening for. What I don't want you to listen to and for is negativity. What I don't want you to listen to is when people tell you that you're not enough. What I don't want you to listen to is when people tell you that, how you going to do that? Don't listen to that. What I want you to also know is that when you listen to positive things, that it actually nourishes your spirit. It nourishes your spirit. So one of the things that I always say is that I love doing what I do as a social media host, as a life changer. I love it. But what I always say, even to individuals that come to me for life strategizing and coaching, you got to have a notebook, y'all. See, this is my notebook. I know a lot of times people quote other people's stuff, and I'm fine if you quote my stuff, but sometimes you got to get into that realm and you got to have that conversation with God, our Most High, in order for you to get that real, true, authentic word for yourself first, but also for the people that you serve. And I'm here to be 100% as a server to you. So these are my notes, y'all, right? I take what I do very seriously. When God gives me a word and Most High says for me to deliver it, I deliver it. And I want to be very, very and protective of that space. And so as we go back into what are you actually listening to? So when people tell you that, you know what, that doesn't make sense, I don't see how you're going to do that. That may be sometimes, beloved, individuals where you say, I don't know if I really need that person in my life for this. Because there's sometimes people that are in your life for seasons, but there's also people that are in your life for certain purposes. Right. That's what I said, for certain purposes. And so it's up to you to decide on what is this particular individual in my life for? Are they in my life to help me meet a need? Or are they in my life so that I can be of service to that individual? What are they actually in my life for? So what I want to say to you on this afternoon, this morning, this evening, for my brothers and sisters that are in Australia and South Africa, is that you want to make sure that you are breathing into the atmosphere of individuals that will affirm you, that will correct you as well, and that will also feed your spirit, with things that are great. I think a lot of times what happens is that we expect for individuals that we love and that we trust to only talk to us about our goodness, our delights in life, our visions, if those visions are great and substantial. But this is what I have come to realize, is that I also want individuals in my life that will say to me, listen, that ain't the route that you need to be going in. Many times we already know that. I believe that. I think many times we know that there are certain routes, certain passages, certain directions that we are going in. Because our spirit right back here, this is what happens to me, right back here. There's a little quiet voice that says, Antoinette Marie, that is not what you need to be doing. And we all have it. We all have it, but not all of us listen. Not all of us listen to that still small voice that says, you shouldn't be doing that. Or that voice that says, no, that's not the route. Or that voice that says, no, that's not the guy. Or that voice that says, no, that's not the girl. Oh, that's not the woman. No, that's not the situation. No, that's not the place where you need to live. But what we do sometimes is that we flip that voice away. We flip it and we're just like, well, I'm not really sure. And the reason why that happens is because we want it. Whatever it is, we would just really, really want it. And we don't listen to that small, still voice back here, or maybe it's on that side that says, nope, that's not what you need to be doing. And so I want us to go further than what we actually want, because sometimes what we want ain't always good for you. Y'all know that's the truth. You know that's the truth, right? I can't see your comments, but I am going to look at them at the end. So this is what I know for sure is this. I want you to be very selective about what you feed yourself. And I'm only going to be on here for another 15 minutes, right? So this is what I wrote today. And I know some of us like, wow, I really need a scripture. I can give you a scripture. Listen, y'all know I can give you a scripture. Here's one right here, Proverbs 15:14. I'll just paraphrase it for you a little bit. It says, the fool, F-O-O-L, feeds on trash. Y'all don't think that's in the Bible? It's in there. Go to it. Proverbs 15:14. 15th chapter, 14th verse. See, I believe that there are so many things that we go through every single day that if we would just lean back a little bit, not even lean in, we would just lean back a little bit and breathe, pray, and ask God, this is what you're supposed to be doing. If you need to even do that, because there's some things in life, you don't pray and ask God every single morning, should you eat, right? So there are just certain things you just don't have to pray about, right? You don't have to pray if you should wake up in the morning, put clothes on. You don't have to pray about if you should go and brush your teeth. I hope not. I hope y'all, certain things we don't have to pray about. Certain things we just know that we need to do. So what I want to say is that many times our eyes and our ears, let me put my notebook up here. That may be a little bit better for me. But many times our eyes and our ears, they are literally the gateway to our soul. We have to know that. And so that's why I'm always saying, even to my children, all my children are adults, but I always used to say to them when they were children, what are you listening to? Whatever you are listening to, you are feeding your spirit and your soul. Whether that is what I call crazy television, whether that it is music that is speaking about things that you have no capability of doing with anybody. Right. Okay. Whether that is information that that is not going to serve you well. Right. It's not going to serve you well. So if you know that you're listening to foolishness all day, then foolishness has to come out, y'all. Right. Remember that your eyes and your ears are the gateway to your soul. They just are. They just are. Here's the other thing I want you to remember. What you watch and what you listen to is always associated with what's in the deepest, most part of your soul. So now you got to go back and you got to think about that, right? Like if you know that you're listening to wealth building, then wealth building is what your soul is actually calling for, right? If you know that you're listening to very graphic music that speaks about nothing that's great, nothing that is serving you and your soul and your spirit well, then that's really what's in your soul at that particular point, right? Because why else would you be listening to it? Why else? How is it gratifying you? Most people don't do things that are not gratifying for their soul, right? There's a difference between your soul and your spirit too. The other thing is this. I said to somebody the other day, and she's like, well, I'm on this thing called, some type of diet. I won't even say what it's called. And she said, but I don't understand. Like, I still want to have, what does she call these things? Caramel cake. She said, I still want to have caramel cake. And I still want to drink Pepsi. And I still want to have this and that. And I said, but you're on this diet. So what else are you looking at? What are you hearing? What are you feeding yourself? Right? And so a lot of times we don't know that subconsciously we are feeding ourselves with things. Even when we have the radio on in the background, your spirit can recognize what that is. So if you know that you want to do a certain thing, let me say it to you this way. If you know that you are trying to lose weight, you cannot be sitting watching television that's talking about chocolate cake, Twinkies, French fries loaded with cheese. You can't do that, right? You can't, because you're feeding something there, right? So you have to be careful of what you are feeding yourself and watching what you are listening and hearing, right? And you can't be strong in God and become all God created that what he wants you to be if you're feeding your soul with negativity. Don't feed your soul with negativity, right? So today, my goal was for you to think about what are you listening to? What are you listening for? And what are you feeding your soul? What are you feeding your soul? And whatever you feed, let me tell you, it will eventually show. Whatever you eat, it will eventually show. And I will say it will show out. Let me give you an example. Here's an example. If you said that I'm on a diet, but you sneaking and you eating Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Snicker bars and Twix and all that and cake and candy and ice cream, it's gonna show. You could tell us every day, I haven't been eating that. I am. Listen, but in secret, you eating Snickers and Twix and Mars bars and Twizzlers. It's gonna show. It's going to show up, and don't be surprised when it shows up. The greatest thing I want you to know today is that whatever you feed, it will produce. Whatever you feed must reproduce. Whatever you water, here's a better one. Whatever you water, it will grow. Yes, I know that was a good one. Whatever you water, it will grow. So be very intentional, be very selective about what you're watering. If you want greatness and abundance in your life, then water somebody else's greatness and abundance. If you want your children to be successful, then you help with somebody else's child as well as your own, right? Ryan, I didn't know about Kelly Price has a song, What I Need. Didn't know that. I'm going to listen to it. So that's what I want to encourage you about today is whatever you water, beloved, it is going to grow. If you water things that are beautiful and wholesome, those things are going to grow. Now, are you going to just always be in that particular vein of just grow? Listen, this is life. You're going to have disappointment. You're going to have circumstances that you may have not even had any control over. Those things are going to happen. They happen to me. They're going to happen to everybody. It doesn't matter who the person is. If people tell you, oh, no, my life has always been great and I have never had no problem. Y'all don't listen. Don't listen to that because that's nonsense. Y'all know that, right? And I say these things because what? Because I love you. I want to encourage you. I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you to be the absolutely best human being that you absolutely can be, because that's important. I also want you to be equipped that when you get into tight spaces, that you don't have to just be in a frantic mode, that you know where you can get that help. Make sure that you are communicating and praying every single day. Let me say this. People try to make prayer to be something that is so far-fetched, or you have to be the greatest, perfect person. Prayer is you communicating with God. That's all. You communicating and speaking to Most High God. That's what that is. And so as you think about what you're feeding, as you think about what you're listening to and what you're listening for, all of us are listening and need affirmation. All of us need times where we need and have support. All of us need to be inspired. All of us, including myself, I don't care who you are, whether you're a motivational speaker, whether you are a pastor, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a stay-at-home dad, a stay-at-home mom, whether you're an attorney, whether you are a doctor. Every single person needs motivation. And the reason why? Because we need one another. Because we need one another. And we are connected. Because we are spiritual beings living in this flesh suit, in a natural flesh suit. That's why we're connected. We all are that. All of that. God created us all. Oh, you needed a scripture. Okay, go to Genesis, the 1st chapter. Right? We all are that. So this is what I wanted to just end with. I want you to realize how important you are, how important your words are. And if you have children, I want you to go back. And that there are things where you know that you need to apologize to your children, you need to go and do that. You need to make that not right. It's not about being right or being wrong. It's about doing what you know is the best thing for you to do. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I really believe in my Noah, my spirit. I'm going to do a series on family matters, family ties. And let me say this to you. I know that this has not come up in my spirit just because. There are things that are happening atmospherically in families' lives. There are reasons why young girls and young men are making decisions that they're making. We're not here to place blame on parents. We're not here to place blame on your leadership. We're not here to place blame on your situation. What I am here to do is to help guide you in the process of reunification of your family, of your life, of whatever the situation is. Because when you can forgive people, you open up your space and your spirit to the greater possibilities of other people forgiving you, and that you will continue live in a life of abundance. And so that is what my new series is going to be. And I just introduced it to you today. My series is going to be concentrating on family life, family ties. What happens? Why does my daughter act the way that she acts? Why does my son act the way that he acts? Why do I act the way I act? Why am I so hot-tempered? What happened? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about it because God laid it on my spirit. And I don't need nothing else but that. And who's going to check me? No, you can't check me when God has already given it to me, right? And so I want you to invite your friends, your family, because I really, truly believe that this is going to be a blessing. I really, truly believe that this is going to be inspiration. Listen, I already got so many notes. I don't even want to. Listen, you know how sometimes you have something that you're writing in and you get that flow, like you're in that flow, and then you grabbing a book. I'll just let y'all see some of this. So this is my book, right? I showed this before. Let me move your comments. I showed this before, right? Got this book. And so as God, our Most High, started downloading things to me, it was just coming so quickly that I didn't have time to run into my office and pick up pen and paper and all that. So I grabbed whatever I could, whatever I saw, that's what I grabbed. And so you can see some of my notes, right? But look where they are in September. In September, y'all. So I want you to know this is fresh manna that God has given me. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some great things. We're going to talk about what is it that we need to do so that our children don't feel abandoned. I'm going to give you some life stories about myself. on times where I have felt that and what I had to do to reclaim my life. Baby, let me tell you, come on up in this room. It was hard work. But in order for me to be the best I am, the God that lives within me, to be the best Antoinette Marie, I had to do the work. And I had to have some sit-down conversations with some folk. And it was necessary. It's necessary, and that is the hard work. That is the hard work. But I will say this, for your liberty and for your freedom, there may be some people that you're going to have to sit down and have some real hard conversations about your life. And there is nothing wrong with you sitting down with individuals and saying to them, listen, let me explain to you how you affected my life, right? We're going to have some really great conversation about what children actually need. Children need a great deal. So if you have been and have gotten the liberty to be a parent, a mom or a dad, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about in this series called Family Ties and Family Matters, about what children really desire. You know, what's so interesting is that I wrote a book about it. And actually a chapter in my book called Raising Healthy Children in an Unhealthy World. Yep. Did that, 2010. But we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about it because it's necessary. We're going to talk about it because it's time for us to not let the enemy, and most of our enemies are within us. It's time for us to stop letting the enemy just trick us out of our stuff. It's time out for allowing for all the negativity, all of the hate, the lies, the jealousy, the misunderstandings to just be the trajectory in our life. We're not doing that anymore. That was 2019 and first and second quarter of 2020. We're not doing that anymore. So that's what Family Matters, that series, is going to be about. And I would also say, I'm going to give you some techniques and some strategies on, if you have children, on how you can get them to interact with you, and that it be wholesome, right? Because I would tell you this, being a mom is hard work. Being a father is hard work. And sometimes we didn't get individuals that taught us how to be good parents. Listen, you don't have to give me an amen on that. I know it's true. I know it's true. And so that's what I want to do. That's what I believe that God has told me to do. And this series will go for several weeks. I'm not sure how long it's going to go. But I want to do that. And this series will be on Thursdays. I will do this series on Thursdays. I'll let you know what the time is going to be. Some of them may be pre-recorded and some of them may be live. What I want you to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, because whether they're live or whether they're recorded, you will have first access to all of it. You will have first access to all of it. And so when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Antoinette Marie Williams, Antoinette Marie Speaks, you will get that information and you will get all that content there. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to come on Facebook and do it all the time, because I've been led to push through and go to this next phase, and you're going to see some great things happening. And so as a parent, this was very difficult for me to, as God downloaded and began to have me to process certain things. And I want to say this to moms and dads. Listen, what's done is done, but you can also go back and you can listen and you can apologize to your children if you need to, and also to children, because children are on Facebook. There are a lot of things that children need, and I'm just going to give you a couple and then I'm going to be done. They need to see that you're kind to them. They need to be able to feel that you are kind to them. I don't know why that happens. It just does. They need to be able to feel your love, to feel that they are loved just because they are. just because they're alive, just because they're here on this planet. They need to feel that. You need to be able to say that to them. They need to also feel that you are devoted to them, that you're dedicated to them, not because they're getting good grades, but because they are a human being and you are their mom and you are their dad. And they also need to know that you are gentle with them. You need to be able to experience that. It's not always get it done, what you're doing, what your grades, get it done. You didn't get an A. Listen, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of things where I know that I could have done better with my own children. And for myself as being a hybrid overachiever, that actually affects our children, right? So we're going to be talking about family matters each and every Thursday, I will let you know what the time it's going to be. I'm still working out that. But I also want to say, once again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Some of these videos will be pre-recorded. And I want you to get all the content. So I want to say, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you are doing fantastic. And I want to say this, as always, if you have a husband or a wife, let them know that you love them. Let them know that they are important to you. And y'all, we always tell you this, that love is an action. Love is not just what you say. It is absolutely what you demonstrate and what you do. It's what you do. And I don't know if you guys even know, I'm actually recording this from my phone. We'll see what it looks like a little bit later. Also, if you have children, let your children know that they are important to you. Let your children also know that they have purpose on this earth. Let them know that they have purpose. And let them know that they are important to every single thing that you do every single day. Even if they are adults, call them. Let them know, hey, I just calling to check on you, see how you're doing. Just want to let you know I don't want anything, but I do love you. And sometimes when you can just do that, that's enough. That is enough. This is Antoinette Marie of Antoinette Marie Speaks. I hope that you have a fantastic the rest of your day. Always say something positive. Remember, every single day. And if you can't say anything, just give somebody a smile. Just give them a smile. A smile goes a long way, beloved. All right. I will talk to you and I will see you a little bit later on today for Proof with Michelle Hardy and also Bridging the Nations. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Be well, beloved, and welcome home.